Hi Stitchy friends, this is Heidi, Stitching Faith, back with the flosstube number 43. Today's date is August 3, 2024. And this is my second time recording everything. What happened was I recorded and somehow I didn't hit the record button. Now I'm paranoid. I keep on watching the minutes to see if it's recording. So today I have a whole bunch of interesting stuff to show and WIP update for July. So it's kind of gonna be a big one, long one. I got 14 framed finishes, so I'm gonna call my video framed finish parade because I feel like it is a parade. Have 3 FOs fully finished but not FFOs. One is a huge one. I haven't posted on Instagram yet. Maybe I will. And whips, charts, kids. The kids is like patterns. I have it now. Like I've been trying to put floss from my stash and whatever I don't have added. So I've been trying to separate the patterns that I wanted, then start slowly collecting the floss if it needs a bead, a charm, or anything else that pattern calls for, like specialty flosses like cranic or whatever. So, and I got a couple of stuff I purchased it, of course, and that's it. So that said it, I'm gonna start with my biggest FFO finish because it's framed and it's heavy and I want to put it away before I do anything. And this one is Hands Across the Sea Samplers, Elizabeth Furnace, 1836. Let me actually, yeah, in a frame. And it is heavy. I'm gonna put it like this. It's on 40 count linen extrude design with the Vicky Clayton silks. It's getting hot and my AC is on, so my hair is going down. First time around was better, but well, anyways. The frame is, it has black at the corners and the wooden, like a little bit has a texture, the wood. I thought it goes well with the tree trunks. That's how it went. And it has a little bit of red hint tone that goes with the red house. So that was the decision for getting this frame. It says museum glass. And what else? The only thing I can think of that I didn't do is the red border around it, because we talked before about with the framer and he's pretty good. He's been framing, this is a Michael's frame. He's been framing for 10 years and he has 10 years of practice with my cross stitch. So at the beginning he did not know, but now he knows, and we talk and he's pretty good now. And the lines, straight stitch lines are the hardest, which I know that for sure. So I decided not to stitch it, make his life easier too. And I saw on the pattern like the frame was covering that red line, like a 1 row line border. So I decided just omit that one. Hands Across the Sea Samplers, Elizabeth Furnace. And I'm keeping it longer, hoping it's get a screenshot or people can see longer than a few minutes. I will post this on my Instagram, each of these pictures one at a time. So next 14 days, I might be able to post pictures. Excuse me, I'm gonna come out of the frame. I don't wanna do anything to break it because we'll be sad. Okay, all right, this one is Humming of the Bees, Plum Street Samplers. And I stitched on Winter Brew 36 count. I thought the pattern was smaller when I was showing, but it's big. medium size. So I chose this color is a little bit at the store looked nice. I still like it, but it came out a little bit darker than I was imagining. I still like this whole golden thing, but I want it a little bit lighter brown. Right now it's gonna live like this probably forever, but if I have another one, I might switch this, which if I have the same size another project, I might switch this with other project, take it to the framer and get all gold, because I'm thinking all gold. I don't know, I like it and I'm still deciding, but for now she's gonna live there here. I want to have a red sampler wall, bee wall. I don't have that many walls, I'm just dreaming. And one wall that rotates the holidays, like whatever is not in season goes in, like in my bedroom or something. So this one is gonna go kitchen area. I have a kitchen slash sitting area that side. It's it's a weird concept, like it's a big kitchen, but half of it is all kitchen stuff, the other half is just windows on walls. So we put some couch and TV. Behind the couch I have a huge wall, that's where it's gonna go. Plum street sampler. So this time I decided to frame stuff that are not all from the same year. Let's see. Prairie Schooler, Christmas Eve. And I stitched this on 32 count marking. Picture this plus. I won't remember all the fabric names and the floss names and stuff, but whatever I remember I'll say it. But all of this have been shown before with the detailed informations. Okay, like that. And the changes are no border, instead of red blue I added a charm, changed the words in one color. So the only thing I wish I done this over here, I could have put Smyrna stitches or eyelets instead of 4 cross stitches to give a little bit of a movement. But you know, I stitched with the pattern as it called. I just changed the colors and stuff. The good thing is my daughter brought me some coffee, so second time around I'm gonna be more caffeinated. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this. Trying to be careful with my framed items. Oopsie. So this one is Feliz Navidad. As I'm showing, I'm also adjusting my frame pieces, so trying to be nice to them. Blackbird Designs, Feliz Navidad. This one I started before I started flosstube, but for a long time it was on timeout because of these letters. It's 40 count platinum, and each letter is different color. So I used to stitch like this, row by row, and I back down and I would put away after 2-3 letters. So if I would have stitched now, I would have gone like this. No, actually like that. So I would stitch a little bit of this, a motif, a cute animal, then a letter, a little bit of a berry. So this way I won't be bogged down with constantly changing a color thing. I use my own, like I look at the pattern, I use my own hand-dyed floss. And after a couple of years it's finished. It's not because it's hard, it's because the way I start stitching. Nowadays I'm doing more like one area, like I try to make a variety of stitches so I don't get bored. And I love this one, Feliz Navidad. Hope I'm not moving it too much. Okay. Uh-oh. Stay. Stay. Okay. This one is I'm calling Greek alphabet, but it's not Greek alphabet. The name I have said my flosstube number 41. I gave her name and information. I did like all the finishes and starts of 2024. That video, it says a flosstube extra. Her name and information with the pattern is there. Also on my Instagram, I put the picture of the pattern, the name, information of the fabric count and everything. 40 count Tycho, Tycho. Picture this plus with the hands with the 103 silk. And what else? 1/2 hands across the sea samplers from the red box. Nicola Parkman's birthday red box. So I call it Greek alphabet. I love this old looking frame. I actually framed two items with this because I love the frame so much that I decided to do it. They're not going to be in the same room. I have different areas. I'm going to put the red alphabet in one wall. I have a separate, like in a hallway area, this is going to go. The other one is going to go in this main living room, which I'm going to show later. And when I show the other one, I will let you guys know if it's the same frame or not, which it is. And this is a museum glass, so it's lighter than the regular glass. Okay. Let's see. This one is Rose and the Giant Pear. See, this one, I thought it's a museum glass, but I don't think they put a museum glass. This is the Hobby Lobby, that was a Michael's frame. So, because I see it like over here, there's no, is there a glare? I don't know. Should be all museum glass. Rose and the Giant Pear. And I did this on 40 count extra design linen with the call for DMC floss. My AC is gonna turn on and off, so if I'm glistering a little bit, it's noon and it's triple digits in SoCal. I love the frame. The frame matches. I have a desk that we got it from. It's a thrift shop or antique shops, thrift/antique shop. The desk has like one of those drawers that opens and closes, and it goes inside, and it matches pretty well with that desk. So this was made to go there. It's not gonna go on my wall. And I have books over there too, so I'm displaying my favorite books, and it's gonna go right next to them. And let me see. Yeah, it's glaring too much. I hope it's a anti-glare one because I did ask for it. Let's see. Just None. I know it's a raw natural linen 32 count, or no, it's not the Zweigart one. It's a flex linen. It has like little imperfections in the fabric. Whole bunch of specialty stitches. I love this one. I wasn't sure about the frame because I thought the frame is too big, but like now that I see it, when I saw it, I'm like, this was perfect. I have a couple more of the snowflakes. I'm not gonna do all the same, but I'm gonna go with the old used kind of frame look. So it's a pink snowflake. They have a whole series. They have the violet one, like blue one. I have the one Christmas, well, with the Christmas candy corn kind of one. And I'm slowly going, like, do you guys see all the charms and beads? Jasnan is beautiful when you see in person. It's harder to showcase its beauty on a camera. This one is Blackbird Design Summer Souvenir. This was a May Mania. My hair is going down from the heat. May Mania one. I finished it. Blackbird Mania. I did it this May, and this was a finish. It's getting hot. I did my own conversion. Whatever I had is 32 count linen Wichelt. I know that one. What else? My own hand-dyed flosses. It's very pretty. Another one is Erica Michaels. So I was trying not to frame or FFO everything from this year. So I've been trying to choose different designers, different year finishes. This way I have one of this, one of that, you know. And this is Ebony Scrooge. Let me just bring it closer. Oh, the glare. All right. I think the sun moved in the morning when I did my first video and I did not record it. It is recording. It was, the sun was coming up. It was not right on top of me. Now sun is right on top of me, so the glare comes from there instead of the side. The lighting makes a difference, you guys. Makes a lot of difference. And my AC just turned on. It only uses like, I added her dress color. It's supposed to be in black. It uses 1, 2, 3 colors. I have the companion piece for this one. So finishing this motivated me. I want to start Erica Michaels. The other one is still like a 2 couple Christmas theme, but one is standing one side, one is standing other side. It has a Christmas saying too. I just like the words and everything. Hopefully you guys are seeing the right way, because I'm seeing right now backwards. That's why I'm not reading it. I'm just trying to show longer. People did ask me to keep it longer. This one, my daughter loved it. Raven Bewitched by Blackbird Designs. I stitched this long time ago. I know the fabric is 32 count raw natural linen Zweigart base, 36 count 2/2 with the DMC floss. Some of them are called for and some of them I chose the stars a little bit, changed around the combinations. So Raven Bewitched. And she likes more Halloween-y stuff, so because she said that, I'm gonna show her a bunch of patterns I pulled and I'm gonna stitch a bunch of Halloween until she goes like, Mom, that's enough. So Raven Bewitched. This is the other one. I used the same frame. Humming of the Beast, Blackbird Design, 40 count extrude design. I said it before, the name of the, when I showed finished, not FFO, but FO of this. Either flosstube number 41 or 42. Check it out. And it has a little bit of like, this wood has a little bit of age on age. And I used called for DMC floss 1/2. And yeah, I started 2022. I think that's when the pattern came out and I loved it. But I got slowed down the house brick area because it's, I'll bring it closer and try not to move around. Yeah, the house brick area, I got to slow down quite a bit. But once I finish the house, everything else is fast stitch. I do like houses, and I'm gonna stitch a bunch, but sometimes they do slow me down. I'm gonna show, like, actually I'm kidding up. I think 3 houses, the patterns that have houses. Another one is my red sampler of 2023 Rosewood Manor Red Rhapsody. And I'm gonna, yeah, it's not glary. I think it's the sun, the way it shines. I stitched this on 38 count legacy linen. I know that because legacy linen is easy to stitch in hand. And I use Silks for You red silk. I will bring it closer. I have given the informations before. I do not know the Silks for You silk name. I had it for 6-7 years, and I've been keep on using the whole hank, and I'm still using it. But because when they send it, they put the number on the plastic wrapping, like a very thin. It ripped off and I threw away, and the number is on the plastic wrapping, not on the floss. So I did not write it down then. I wasn't doing flosstube or anything, so it just, I'm using it. I just know it's a Silks for You silk. Red Rhapsody. So this will be my last one, but give me a couple of seconds. I want to be careful because I have glasses. I want to put a couple of my frame pieces correctly. It's good. Okay. All right. The last but not least one is Mirabilia. Love this one. Love, love. She is beautiful. And needlework press design. I froze. Nirvana, fabric is Nirvana by Needle and Flax. That's what I was mixing up. Needlework press and needle and flax. Needle and flax is the fabric, needlework press is the design. In Mirabilia, I did Colt for DMC 1/2 and 1/1 for the words. I love this tiny beaded part with the red, so I went with the black beaded one that matches with the words, and the red that matches pretty good with her dress. Yeah, this one is gonna go in this room. Elizabeth furnace, this one. And so I'm trying to make enough frame pieces so when I put them, I figure I don't want to put a hole then take it off the frame piece then put another one. So I want to have enough to know how to put them together and make them look like a museum wall design, like, because my wall is like that, goes up, it's not straight, it like goes up, the roof is triangle like this, it goes up like this. So I need to figure out how to put the highest to lowest, if it makes sense. Mirabilia, I think I showed enough and people are going, okay, we saw this. Sorry. Don't want to have any more accidents. Okay, so I have it's hot. Sorry, my apologies if I'm drinking. That's the chair. I haven't done it for 3 weeks and I'm acting like this is my first time I'm doing a flosstube. And plus I just recorded it and I'm re-recording it. So I had a huge finish. Well, not as huge as the Elizabeth furnace this year, but in the same category. And I'm gonna just go around and, oh, come on, Heidi. I don't know what I'm doing. Every time I start the video, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I have everything all put together. Then time comes and I'm like, I cannot find a pattern. I cannot find stuff. Red by Mirabilia. This is MD128. So what year? It's not the new 2013. I was gonna say it's newer one. This dress challenging for me. A lot of grays and a lot of gray color changes. And at that time I kitted up with the Rachel Permin linen French lace, which is the cold for. With the I got the also the bead pack. So red. After she was one of my older mirrors, so that was the reason I want to finish her before I picked up another one. I think Eliana is my next after her. Eliana is my older mirror, and the one that I call them Doctor Who's Whipping Angels. I forgot the name of it. Anyways, those are the oldest one. I have to decide which one I wanna pick next. But for now, red is finished. I will bring it closer because she's gorgeous. So the back stitching and beading took me extra week to finish it. And when I tilt it, you guys can see all the bead work. This is red by Mirabilia. And my first Mira finish for 2024. Not the Nora Corbett Mira finish. It's hot. So the size of her, and it's so thick, like if you see it in person, it looks like a carpet. I could have finished 3 Noras. It's pretty big, deceivingly dense stitching, but she's gorgeous. I seen her conversion with the blue, green, teal. Oh my god, I saw one person, Mira on the wall. She stitched her twice or 3 times. One is with the blue, green, and red. I think it was the same person. And I'm like, I hats off to you, because this is the only time I'm gonna stitch. I'm gonna keep the pattern because I'm also a collector, which I'm gonna show later on. Sorry, hiccups. But yeah, wow. It took me a while to finish it, and that person did 3 of them. I love her. The only thing I changed it, I thickened her eyebrows and eyelashes, darkened it. I do stitch the skin 2/2. I have done the Sleeping Beauty, which is old pattern, old stitch. I done that her on 1/1 full stitch. It looks good, but I did not like the experience, so that's why I decided I'm gonna just do 2/2. I'm just put some framing stuff this way. I'm trying to adjust it so patterns and stuff go here. All right, so this is long. Yeah, I'm going a little bit slower than I like, but I don't know. Excuse me. I have 2 Mill Hill finishes. I'm gonna take off here so the noise doesn't bug you guys. So my first finish is Mill Hill Buttons and Bead Autumn Series Autumn Mousse. And it's finished. I can even call it FFO. Let me just put it this way so the dark color shows better. I can even say FFO because I just have to put it in a Mill Hill frame, and that's it. And I have a couple of them. I change them around if I feel like it. Not always I display Mill Hill, but if I feel like it, I have a Christmas theme frames. I have a couple of autumn, Halloween, and I can switch them around. One thing you guys gonna notice, the newer ones, they have just another button company clay beads. The older ones have a ceramic beads. The reason is the ceramic beads that they, I guess, had a contract with, they are not making ceramic beads anymore, so they are going clay. I do prefer a little bit of bulkiness of the ceramic beads because I'm used to it, but I'm okay with these ones too. It's a full coverage. Then another thing I noticed that the paper is higher quality and thicker, the newer patterns than the older ones, because I have both of them. I compared it. They are more durable, these ones. Like older one I'm gonna show is more, I don't want to say flimsy, softer. Autumn Moose. So I was watching on Netflix, not Netflix, Amazon, Northern Light. The beginning of it's a series, it's 80s, I think. Moose walks around an Alaska town. I might not say the show name. Anyways, so that's where it reminds me of. So, yeah. This is one finish. My next finish is, I'm just doing it away from the microphone so it won't give too much noise, is this one. So this is an older pattern, 2006 Mill Hill. It is available, I think, still. Mill Hill's like, you have to know, if you like it, get it, because sometimes they go out of the print, it's hard to get it, and the secondary market, they sometimes raise the price ridiculous. So I finished it. It took me a while, this hat area, because it has two different kind of yellow colors, and you go round and round, and it has a lot more beads if you compare to newer patterns. Let me just bring it closer so you guys can see the difference. Older paper, newer one, and the design, like newer ones are all full coverage. Older ones are more beaded and has areas that are open. It's just a style change. The only thing is I added, it says 2, I added 3 because I had extra red. Now I'm like, did I need it to? Like over here, called for was a bow, and I had extra beads, so I added third one. It's okay. Like it's supposed to be like this. I took artistic changes, and I'm like, did I really need it? But I did it. And the third one I want to start. So what I do is once I finish it, this is my Mill Hill bag. Third one that I'm gonna start is, pardon me, I do want to put away some of my stuff because I have a lot and I don't want to make a mess. See, I'm already making it. So this is an older one. This is a good idea to show you guys the perforated paper. It is really thin. And the pattern that I'm talking about is this. I already separated the floss and stuff, and as you guys can see, this has a ceramic buttons and it says 2. I had this before. I don't know if you can get it, but sometimes if I see it, now always I buy it and I put aside. So when I feel like it, and if I want it later on, I won't feel regret that I don't have it. Okay. I'm gonna pick one and go. that's all the finishes and FFOs. Now we are gonna go WIPs, works in progress, for July. I'm just drinking a little bit of coffee because too much talking, I start forgetting words. Okay, I am working. So after Elizabeth Furnace, which I showed the big one, very first frame piece, she's my oldest hands across the sea sampler and my focus sampler until I'm done. So I'm gonna stitch other ones, but she's gonna be my main concentration. At least I hope. This is the picture. I had this one last year, so this time I added this bird. I had the bird, I added these flowers, and I went to the border. So keep in mind when I'm showing this one, this is older start, which means like 3-4 years ago. At that time, I was not measuring my fabrics. I would look at it, I'm like, looks good to me, it's big enough. That's how I started it. So, and I usually start from the middle and spread out. So that's it. I'm gonna show what I did, and I'm not gonna change. It's my future Heidi's problem, but yeah, I did not measure the fabric right. So I worked, let me show you guys. I worked all of this and I came all the way. So this is all I have extra fabric. I could have just left it only the birds. A lot of people do that, but honestly, this pattern, I got it for the flowers, the roses. I really like them, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with it. So yeah, it's 36 count. That's another thing. If I did it on 40, probably it would have been okay. It's a 36 count Winter's Brew, I believe, R&R. Smells like the coffee smell. Yeah, that R&R has a special smell, like Extrude design. I can like smell the fabric and like, yeah, that's Extrude design. So I'll bring it closer. This is DMC, all DMC called for. So pretty. So my goal is, I went up. I want to make sure I have enough. I know I can add a fabric later on. So fabric, if the framer cannot deal with it, I'll ask Michael's framer. He's more experienced with my crazy stitching. He's framed a couple of them that were really close to the project. So I know he can work with it. If not, I'll just add the fabric. I use hoop. I showed one of my last videos. So it's a small hoop, so it doesn't bother me not to have that much space. Yeah. This has a lot of confetti. When I say confetti, I mean color change. It's surprising for a sampler. Let me just show close up. So much color change. But it's beautiful. I think it's one of their older designs. What year is it? I just wanna, when I see it, I wanna see. Sometimes you can find the year very easy, sometimes you don't. It's been out at least 5-6 years, I know that. 2019. 5 years? Yeah. Let me see. All right. I worked on this one, but not a lot. It's an easy project, but because I'm right over here, wrangling the fabric is harder than stitching it. And there's a couple version of this one. This one you cannot even see the pictures. I don't know, I'll show it close. There's one with the white cover that has a bigger picture. I like that one, but I think mine is older. So I use this one, my own silks. I did a little bit of a conversion. I use my own silks, hand-dyed floss, some cold for, and if I could not find anything, I use DMC. So I'm gonna stand up and show slowly because there's no way this one can be shown in one piece. It's 40 count linen. And I'm gonna go up, no, down. And I work, my area is this, everything, and they sinned, and the words and they sinned, and they sinned, it's gonna go here. I haven't finished it. Basically, the reason I stopped because I did it called for green. I did not like it because it matched, it was too close to the wine color. I took it out and I put a darker green. So after that, I kind of got tired of it. I did finish the lion. I need to finish its tail and the bird. Oh, the ships, I should say it. The ships I did with the whisper. I don't know if you guys can see, it says a fuzz. So the whisper, the way I did it was one leg. I did it with the B5200, I think, or white. The second one, second leg, the top leg, I did the whisper. I think it looks pretty good. There's one more ship. I think there's 3 ships. Yeah. So the fabric, like, it's just, and it's gonna go a little bit lower. It's not really, it's an easy stitch. It's just putting it on a hoop, and I use a smaller hoop and changing it. I use a tight, smaller hoop because it's tighter, but constantly I have to change it. So after a couple of motifs, but I'm sure once I get end of it, I'll get motivated again. That's how I do it. Let's see that one. Which is Glendon Place. One of my older stars, 2020 start. Is it? Yeah, 2020, I think it was a market one. And it's called Until We Meet Again. I used everything called for, including the Star Sapphire Jobeline, 28 count. And it does say it like you don't have a lot of margins, so start from the middle, which I didn't. But I did measure it, but I think I'm a little bit off on the side, just a little bit. But this one is not as much my fault because I did get the called for size. All the new ones without the beads are the, like over here, are the new stitchings. I've been stitching on it last few times. I'll bring it closer. So this is all I have extra left. I think over here I'll have a little bit more room, but yeah, they didn't give me much. The fabric doesn't have extra too much space. It has a lot of white stitching. It's not hard, it's just slow. I don't know, sometimes when the mood strikes, I just pick up a nice stitch. This one doesn't have a deadline. Even if it finishes in 10 years, that's fine. Sorry. Let's which one we can show next. So I'm also trying to go through my pile whips and see which one I have not worked last year and put several stitches, and this one was one of them. Sleepy Hollow, Glendon Place. It's beautiful, beautiful pattern. I loved it from the day one, but it took me a while to start, and it is on a darker fabric. I want to say it's the Cold 4 one, and it has a lot of backstitch, a lot. It's a backstitch galore, that's what I call it. So I did the front of the horse, 2 of his legs, and the tree, started the tree, finished this, and I decided to come back and do a little bit of a border and the backstitch. Like you can see over here, these ones have a backstitch, these ones don't have it, and makes a difference. And each pumpkin and skull on the back, they are also backstitched, including everything here. See, over here the grass is backstitched, over here it's not, and you can see the difference. This is the only place I beat it, but I might have to take it out because I want to go around with the hoop, and this might cause me a problem. I might have to take it out and put them back again later on. Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. It's 32 count. I want to say Mystic, whatever is the code for. So it has this frame over here, another pumpkin, then there's the words, and then the frame comes down here too and goes all the way up. And I have to repeat, and it has a spider webs, it has cranig and beads. So it's gonna be with me for a couple more years. I haven't even done the horse's hair, but I didn't want to finish only the middle. I wanted to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because oh, and it has a huge moon. It's very pretty, but it is like you stitch, 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 and you don't see a lot of progress, because you stitch, then you go back, stitch, then you go back and you add the bead, you go back and add the craning. So it's slower, not hard, just slower. Which one is this? Yeah. All right, let's do this one. Okay, it's the Blackbird design, birds of a feather. And no, yes. Alrighty, give me a second. So this one I would have done a lot more, but I did a fragging twice. And it's not a hard one. I dropped the thing. It's not a hard one, but the fragging kind of discouraged me. So basically, I'll show you guys. It goes 7 up, 3, 7 down, 3, 7 up, 3, 7 down, 3. So I went 7 up, 7 up. Over here, for some reason, I went 6 up, 3, then 7, 7, 7. So when I came here, everything was going wrong. First, I wanted to just budget, but like everything looked off. And I was so frustrated and I did not want to do it. So I ended up taking everything, the border here with this, all the tiny doodads, and redo it. Otherwise, no, actually this side, see? And then I end up counting the bird wrong. So you guys can see it. I haven't cleaned up the fuzz yet. I had to frog the one stitch off. So I had to take off the bird out too. After that, I'm like, okay, time out. So this side was correct. I messed up this side. But still, I finished to take it out, redo this, add this flower, some of the leather and put this bird on and take it off. Birds of the Feather by Blackbird Designs. Let's see. This one is, it's called Santa's Clothes by Raise the Roof. If you guys cannot find it, Raise the Roof is the same designer as the Kitten Stitcher, and her shop has all her patterns. And did quite a bit work on this one. Let's see. So this area, the coat and the candy cane. All the colors are from my own stash, so it's nothing is called for. Whatever I felt like it, that's what I did. And this area, the boots, have crane neck. Did it call for it? It might have, I don't know. So this is the end of it. There is like 2 gift boxes here, and that's it. This side is done. Then I have the Santa's clothes. I do not have the buttons. See, there's a mittens over here, and I'm not sure if I want to add those mittens. There's like a button over here too, like birdhouse button, and there's it's a tiny house clay button. So first I was like, okay, I want it, but now that I'm thinking, I'm like, do I need it? We'll see if by the time I change, if I want to add it. It's 32 count, so I can. Silk weaver, Belfast silk. It says 32 count, Belfast silk weaver, so not sure. Let's see what else we have here. We have Blackbird Designs, Oh Joyous Day. Right now I'm working on this one. I took it out of the hoop, but I'm gonna put it back on. I'll try to finish the house hopefully before I put away. So this is all new, and I'm using my own colors again. 42 count, ancient, picture this plus linen. And for the windows, the color that it's asking for, it's close to the woods. So I'm gonna put for inside either ecru or off-white. All my own colors. I was talking about this Blackbird Design, famous these letters. I was gonna slow down here too. That's why I decided to just do a couple of them and go up. So what I'm gonna do is go up. Then whenever I feel like it, I'll do a couple of letters, then do another stuff. It's very pretty. Oh, over here I'm doing 2/4. Now over here 1/2. Those are small crosses. It gives the bump. Can you see it looks like a bead because I doubled the floss instead of the cold 4 one. So I like it. Now on Algerian eyelets and small crosses, and also satin stitches. Even on 40 count, I'm trying to do 2 floss over 2 instead of 1/2. For the regular crosses, I do 1/2. Hey. So I have 3 more. Then I'll go to the stash. Primrose Cottage beeswax. Okay, so I did this part. Mind your own beeswax. So everything is new here. I like this pattern because unique color combos like yellows, honey, yeah, but also like the teal colors that the designer added. It gives the different look than most bee patterns have, you know. So I'm trying to do one at a time because I want to work on others, but I don't want to leave it aside. So I do one and move on. Like next time around, I'll do the always be humble and kind. So I'm gonna try, this is a bigger portion, like this one was smaller. So this one, it might take me a little bit longer to do it. Okay, and let's see. No, don't fall down. Oh dear. Okay. Little House Needleworks, excuse me. Little House Needleworks, Kringles, and quite a bit work. I done one more room. So I had these 2 rooms done. I had these 2 rooms done. I'm saying reverse. So I had these 2 rooms done. So last time, if you guys did not see, this room is added new, the snowflakes, and started Kringles. I have a couple more letters. Just got tired of filling up the block. So once I get this, I think it's gonna be fun to go brick walls, because at the bottom there's no bricks. At the top 2 floors has bricks, and I have heard from the other stitchers this is quite a bit stitch, but it's beautiful. I like the Little House Needleworks, like I done the early Americans. I have a couple of Christmas and the autumn one, but I want to concentrate one, finish it, then although I got the other patterns, but let's see. Got the kit actually, one of them. I'm still paying from Fat Quarter Shop every month, but I haven't started that one yet. Okay, the last one is a start. My only start this time, which is amazing. Usually I have like a lot of starts. Kathy Berry, Esther. So I'm doing everything except this part. Let me see. I'm not working on this. I don't know how to show it. Oh, you got it, you guys. Like that. It's all called for DMCs. It says MPI, but at that time I kitted up with the DMC. I'm going with it. And I'm okay with, I decided it's okay to work with the DMCs too. I should not be that picky, which I am sometimes, but it's annoying. So I'm working with 36 count gingerbread linen. And this is all back stitch. The pines of the needles of the tree. The thing is, this color is 918, not red. So when I put it, it looks more orangey, but I thought it was more red. So I don't know if I should take it out and put 3777, which is the TMC color, my favorite red, or just leave 918 as the designer calls for. So if I haven't done a lot, I can take it off. But then again, I'm like, I'm okay with this too, but it feels a little bit orangey because of my fabric probably. But the main piece is not this, it's the sheep, which I'm gonna do bottom leg with the DMC, and the top leg, actually the bottom leg, I'm gonna do 2/2 half stitch B5200, and the top leg I'm gonna do 1/2 whisper. So it's gonna be two-way process, I think, for the sheep. We'll see if I'm gonna be able to execute the way I'm thinking. So this is Esther Kathy Barrick, not Carrie Chazal. I keep on wanting to say Carrie Chaz samplings, but no. So those are all my stitches. Sorry, I'm gonna get up and shuffle some stuff around because I'm running out of space. This portion is gonna be plans, purchases, and some pattern that I have. I wanna showcase them because when I look at them, I feel like I wanna stitch them too. Sometimes it's like a motivation for me. But if it's gonna make you enable, I do not have any more stitching progress to show. But it is fun if you guys wanna just see Heidi's craziness. Okay. Which way it goes? All right, just throw it away. I don't like to edit, that's why I'm like putting it away. The idea would be stop it, put it away. But anyways, so I got a long cut of it a while back. Seraphim Business. It's a dark golden color, which I have a lot of big projects that I was gonna use it for. So I decided to get the whole, is it a yard? Yeah, it is a yard. One yard. Yeah, Seraphim fabric. I had it for a while sitting around, so I decided to show that. It's gonna be cut. I have a hard time cutting it, but I got it. I went through my Mira stash and I realized I don't have a couple of the ladies, and before they go out of print, I decided to get a couple of them. I'm not gonna kit them up or stitch, but I got this. The red Lady Pirate MD113, so I'm thinking this is old. Still available, so I bought it. I want to see the year. I haven't opened it. No, I cannot see the year. Looks old. Not the pattern, the design. 2011. It's the Elizabeth MD116. See, the year shows on this one. This one doesn't show the year. I guess I have to open it. This one is 2011 pattern, Elizabeth. My sister is stitching this one for 20 years now. She's not as crazy as I am with the cross stitch. 2013 one, MD130, Bianca Bella. I call it Snow White. I did not get the big bead packs because I've been cleaning my drawer and I found I have so much beads from the other kids' beads that I finished it that I'm gonna kit it up from my own stash. And this is Portrait of the Veronica 147, and the year is 2016, so it's a little bit new-ish. That's stash enhancement. Then I start kitting up what I had. So I had this one already. Jesus Loves Me, this I know. So I got I'm cleaning my drawers. I found that I have a lot of weeks dye work and gentle arts. I don't have a lot of classic color work, so classic color works I had to get it. This I know. And I know the same green I'm using for another pattern, which is, I don't know if it's here. It's the same designer. Is that her? Maybe it's in this one. So, and I thought I was kidding this up. I guess I haven't yet. A shepherd's song. This is a big one. How big is it? I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's 285 by 178. This one is small. It's 142 by 150. So this is pretty doable. This is a large one. It's beautiful though. This one is a new purchase. Live on Little. So I got the classic Colorworks and I had the Big Style Works. The fabric, I'm not gonna put it until I stitch, but I think this one, Seraphim one, will work for this too. Another ones, okay. What is this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I shouted her out too last video. Forgot her channel name. Red Stitcher. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So she finished it, and I had this old pattern and stuff together. Like I had some of the floss. I think it doesn't have all the called for. Basically, DMCs, I don't have it. I do think it's a DMC slash hand dyed floss. So I only have the, I'm trying to find the floss. Would have been smart if I done it before. Here. I'm not showing any pattern. I also like her artwork on her books. It's very pretty. I like it like as a book. I like her books. I actually like all the designers' books, like Blackbird Design. I like buy the book. Even if I have the pattern, I like the book. Hands Across the Sea. So she shows a lot of artworks too. I'm not showing the pattern, so kind of nice, you know. Sometimes you don't want to stitch, but you want to look at like a magazine or like a. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. I don't know if that's enough or whatever. So when my fancy, I don't think I'm gonna do it this year because already we are on August and I want to stitch autumn. But I end up collecting the floss. Not all of them probably, but I have most of them. Oh yeah, this one. I already showed this. I had this one before. I like all the patterns. I like the artwork too. Look at this, so pretty. I don't know. I like pretty stuff. I like her artwork. I'm gonna do everything. There's a stitch along going on. Brenda, Handwork Maniac. Yeah, I think she does. She is doing a stitch along. I'm gonna do the cover one, but if it's up to me, I want to stitch everything. It's very pretty. So my collection was the floss, which is onyx for the blocks. So I decided to go hand dyed onyx, and other one that I got it, I needed enough colonial copper. And let's see, do I have anything else? Yeah, I have 1, 2. It's a big project. 2, 3, 4 onyxes. I think I got it together so there's no, because it's a hand dyed floss, I don't want to have a color differences, you know, dye lot differences. I have chickpea. I do think it's called for, and pelican gray. So I think I want to start this. I have the one extrude design grandpa's sleeve. It says splash splotches. I am thinking of doing this. I haven't seen it on like that, but I'm thinking that one would be nice, like with the splotchy ones, you know. Plus, I haven't yet finished one of her designs. I have a bunch of books, but I do want to have one or two finishes, but I cannot wait to start her. I went through a little bit of a Teresa Cougar stage of buying patterns or kitting up. So last season I got this one. I think it's 2023. So anyways, I had this one, so I decided to go ahead and get the red for the red barn. So do you see how they stitched it up and down and you get that wood look? So DMC would not work. Do you see how variegated it is? So like, and I think it needs it in two places. That's why I got two of them. And I just want to show the artwork. It's so pretty. Can you guys see it? God, it's so pretty. Let's see. I see a lot of people stitch this one. Yeah, her books are amazing. Not only beautiful designs, but as a book. My goal is one day to have a shelf and put my patterns, like organize it by designer or by theme. And these kind of books are easier for me to, I got it from the Kitten Stitcher a year ago. It's easier for me to display the books than the patterns, although I'll get the patterns too, like this one. I've been eyeing this one forever. I hate the pattern, but like why I wasn't kitting up, I don't know why. And the reason I want this pattern is because Scarlet House. Oh, by the way, sometimes I say Scarlet House to Scarlet Letter. I'm so sorry, last video I did that. Scarlet House is a different designer, different design than Scarlet Letter, but sometimes my tongue gets twisted especially when I'm talking for 1.5 hours, 2 hours. I'm like, right now, even though it's 1 hour for my video, it's my second hour I'm talking because I had to redo the video, but I decided if I don't do it, it's gonna take another week or so for me to get together. So I got all the called for flosses. Again, I have gentle art and big style work. I do not have classic color work, a lot of them. Why? I don't know. For some reason, I end up buying those, I guess, patterns that they call for those. Oh, because I do a lot of Blackbird design, and a lot of Blackbird design calls for big style work. I just solved the reason why. Okay, so yeah. What is the code for fabric? Meadow rule, like silent, and good luck finding that. Although, I don't know if it's it here. No. So 2020, I did a purchase from, I'm just gonna keep this because, you know, it's there. 2020, I did a purchase. I do a lot of purchase, 1, 2, 3 stage. So they charge only for the items they have and they ship you. And I guess in 2020, in my cart, there was a lakeside linen 4 years ago. They send all my shipping. Since then, I purchased 100 times from them. Oh, my back. Anyways, a couple of weeks ago, they sent me an email. They go like, hey, we just got in stock this linen. Do you want it still? Because it's been a while. We're not going to charge until you repay it. I'm like looking at it. I'm going website. It says out of stock. Email says like, do you want the lakeside linen? I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to say yes and pay. What's going to happen? They're going to refund the money. I purchased from them years and I'm okay. So I just took a chance and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it. Next thing I know, they ship me lakeside linen. It was a big cut. I guess when I purchased it, they had it. After I checked out, it was sold out. So they kept me in the list. And when it reappeared, I guess they had one cut, my size, that I paid for it 4 years ago. I guess first come first serve basis because I've been waiting for 4 years. They ship it and I'm like, whoa, that's one way to get lakeside linen. Thank you, 123 Stitch. So that was exciting. All right, this one I got it because of the Olivia pumpkin hollow quilts. If you haven't seen her video finish of this, you guys need to go see it. And what is the code for fabric? 36 count vintage metal rule. I guess everybody used the leg size, so I don't have that. I'm thinking it's warm golden color, Christmas golden, so maybe I'm thinking that one might go for this one too. For this one, I was thinking needle and flax Nirvana, the one that I did Mary Motesh beginning of the video. So for this I want to go more warmer color because it's Christmas. Her finish was beautiful. Did she frame it? I think she did. Anyways, I loved it. I wanted to buy it. I think in one point this was exclusive, but it's available now. And this one, I got the pattern, I had the floss. So what happened was this was exclusive in one point. I think one of the retreats. Then it was available. So I grabbed it. It asks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. But the Turkish red, it's asking for 3 skins. And the fabric is Winter Woolens by Seraphim. Now I'm gonna use from my own stash. Okay, so I kit those up. Oh, I'll show 2 more purchases, then my patterns. I'm gonna put them together because I don't wanna lose them. When Teresa Cougar showed this is the newest one, FYI, you guys, 2024. I think so. I like the border. Well, I like everything else, but the border. Oh my. I like the frame too. I'm gonna see where she framed it. I like her taste. She has a primitive taste for Americana. I do like prim style, and I think it's a lot of her designs, like a Kathy Barrick's designs or Not Forgotten Farm designs, resonates, talks to my Americana heart. So yeah, I love this one. I got it. And I did get the floss, not this one. I know this one is for another one, so I'll show it. So it's asking only 3 colors of the hand-dyed floss, or 4, 3 or 4, 4. So I'll show it. It's asking for blue corn, tarragon. I'm hoping they are from before this one. Amber and juniper. And I think the rest is DMC. Which, yeah, another thing. Her patterns are easier for me to kit up because it says also DMC. So I feel like it's not as expensive, more budget friendly to kit up. So because I'm paying like for the book, because it doesn't ask for like with tie needle and thread, which I love, love, love her designs. Even for 1 stitch, it calls for hand-dyed floss, which is like between $2.30 to $2.50 to $2.78, right? For 1 or 2 stitch. But for Teresa, like if it's not asking like the I think areas that it doesn't need a lot of variegation, she does put the DMC, which cuts down the cost, 66 cents DMC compared to $2.50 for 5 stitches. So that's why when she asks for, in her patterns, hand-dyed floss, I do get it because I know she already put in consideration that it needs to have the variegation over there. Also like this one. Like I said, I need to leave. Oops, sorry. Well, you cannot read anything from there. Love this one. It's her artwork. She's also an artist, painter, so. And I'm trying to kit up this one. Oh, you know what? Some of this floss, it might be for them. You know what? I put them together. It might be for them. Okay, I'm gonna put them together because I just realized, but some of the floss, it might have been for these gals. We'll figure it out. So 1, 2, 3 Stitch had this on sale. I got this, and I only got one floss. This one is called Woods of Gold. That's for the letters. It called for 2, but they only had 1. So we got that. Oh yeah, it does call for the buttons. I cannot open it right now. So let's see. There is that. It says October, by the way, if I did not read it. Cricket collection. Yeah, I need to have 6 hands and have a 48-hour days. All right. I want to start this one. So I'm into seasonal things. So I had this for a long time. This one, and there's one more that are seasonal, and I had them forever. And I finally decided I'm gonna kit up these 2 girls. Where is it? Oh, don't you hate it when you talk about something and you cannot find that pattern? They are 80s pattern. What year? Give me a second. And it is ripped. It's not my fault, the mailman did it. What year? 1991. It's a Curtis Bow Hiring Home Collection Season to Season. Apple branch. So winter, spring, summer, autumn. And of course in the middle I can always put my family name or the year we bought the house or anything. This one I bought it. I know we just got our old house. No, 2000. I want to say in 2000, and it's a 1994 pattern. Again, if I change in that floss and 40 count fabric, I can make it more modern. But I had this a long time. In one point, I found a bin of my older pattern when we moved to this house. I was gonna resell it. I put aside and I never did it. So I pulled them out. Now I want to stitch them. Good thing I didn't sell them. This was in that. So was this. 2001. And it also comes with this. You cross stitch the stick of it and you add the broom head. I was gonna sell that. Again. Oh yeah. At one point I liked this design, but I thought this part was super challenging, so I put aside, but I want to kit it up and try it again. It's a really old one. I don't know what year. I cannot find it. Once I open the pattern, Nurses 3. Okay, it's if you guys know P. Buckley Moss, I do have a lot of the patterns. I have stitched a couple of them a long time ago. P. Buckley Moss is artist, like the artist did a lot of Amish style paintings. And they turned it, in one point in 90s, they were making patterns and they were very popular. Then people stopped stitching it, so. But I want to stitch P. Buckley Moss. because I'm weird. All right, I'm just showing patterns, nothing else. My thing is, when I found I was gonna resell those stuff, some of them I got it new because I'm like, what was I thinking? I want to resell them, but 2001, not now. So 20 years ago, they were easy to find, in my defense, like Fancy Dot, Birds of the Feather, Peacock Limos. So it was not, I was not selling out of print charts. Okay, this one, Birds of the Feather, Halloween Fun. Just gonna show some patterns. So if you guys are not into it, please, and you like the other stuff, please like and share. And for the rest of us, let's just see how much old patterns I have. Halloween icons, those are pretty good if I do it on 36 count and make a small, if I ever finish them. What is the size? Oh, 172 by 58. What is the year? It's fun to know which year it was. Last Spirit. You know, these ones, even though they're out of prints, you can find them. Beware. I think they made that frame. Fat Cat. 120 by 147. This one, for a long time, I did not like it, but I got it recently because I'm like, what if it comes out of, you know, print, or they don't sell anymore? Because I did not buy the seasons, then I bought the seasons, except, and I could not find the spring. The ladies with the seasons, so I have a winter, spring, summer, autumn. The spring is out of print now. So for that reason, I'm like, okay, let me just get this. So this is the one I'm talking, Fancy Dot. Witch 96 room villa. It's weird. I like weird. With my samplers, sometimes I need to stitch weird. What is this? Scared Silly. This one I got it recently from 1884 Stitchery. It was a little bit more than I want to pay, but you know, finish the whole set kind of thing. I think I had one more. Yeah, this one. Okay, this one I got it for $12. So once in a while I go Etsy, eBay. Sometimes sellers do sell it on the regular retail price. You just have to look. So I think two other floss tubers, I got it from the same seller because I watched their videos, and I commented. I'm not sure which one of them. So they said that there was a couple of them and people got it. I was one of them, I guess. New Hampshire Stitcher, I want to say. And Calculated Stitcher or Elementary Stitcher. I did comment to her. I'll check it. So they got this too for 12 bucks. The seller had a whole bunch of them. They were selling $12 each. All right, Sergey. We got it with DMC, which is called for. Sergey wants a, is that a big one? I say it with the Russian accent as if I, vintage buttercream. It doesn't look big. It's an older one. So this kind of patterns from Plum Street Sampler, it's older ones. I'm gonna go a little bit faster. Again, I'm running. What is this? Tom with a View. I have a bunch of those. I also have the sisters, Salem Sisters, the whole thing. Carriage House Samplings. I think this is a small one, that's why I pulled the side. 149 by 133. Let's see what else I took it out. It says Charms, comes with it. Madame Lafay. I have not stitched from this designer yet, but looking at the floss chart, this is gonna be a doozy to kit up. So it's gonna take me a year to kit this up. This one, I wanna do a little bit of everybody's stitching, that's why I didn't stitch it, because I'm like, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, oh, I like Lindy Stitch's version. So I kind of confused myself, so I put aside. But what I'm gonna do is look up my floss, because I'm right now I'm kind of cleaning up my crafty area. So I want to find the greens and stuff and kit up from my own stash. Start next year. This one, I got it because I got it a long time ago. I think it's a purchase. And I know this one is a purchase. Ellen Carr 1843, Needlework Press, 2022. But I thought it came out 2023. I don't know. It's a small one, doable. Okay. I know why I was getting a bunch of Scarlet Letter, because of this. This was exclusive with the Kitten Stitcher. See, the same house. So I decided, I only got the pattern, I did not get the MPI silks. I want to see if I can kit up with my own floss. I have lots of Vicky Clayton silks that are comparable to DMC's. So I'm going to try to kit up with Vicky Clayton silks that I have. And finally, I had this. With my other flosses, I got Mulberry, which is called for, yeah. And I did not have, I wanted to get the same lot, so I got them together. I think 4 is enough. I think 4 is enough. I don't know. It's a Hobby House press. It's a big one, you guys. 355 by 168. Wow. Okay, I think I kept you guys long enough. Hopefully you liked it. If you liked it, please like, share, comment. That makes me happy. Nice comment. And encourages me to do it, because it's like I came up on the camera and I talk, and it's nice when people interact with you. You know what I mean? Even if it's a comment section, I count that as talking to you. Or you go, oh, I have this, I'm cleaning that up. You know, like conversation. Love it. And I enjoy it. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know which patterns you like, or finishes, or if you like all. Anything you want to say it. And until then, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and being my stitching friends. Until next time. Bye-bye, guys.